The reality of graduating college in about a year has got me thinking about my future. And I think I speak for many when I say, up until now, I was never really scared of the future. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, and it was very clear how to get there. I wanted to be a scientist, so I went to college and studied my favorite area of science, biology. But we grow, we mature, our values change, and so do our circumstances. And what we're left with sometimes is just fear. Fear of making the wrong decision, wasting our time and efforts, our money, our parents' money, etc. But essentially, it's a fear of failure. A fear that we cannot live the life we want to, that we are not cut out for it, that we are doomed for unhappiness. Well, recently I've learned a thing or two about fear and how it reacts to and influences our decisions. What I've learned has helped me tremendously to manage fear, and I'm sharing on the off chance that it will help someone else. We are all worthy of living, and we cannot live if we are afraid to live. There are some challenges in life that feel insurmountable, where the future seems unknowable and the correct choice of action indeterminate. These predicaments tend to register in the mind as danger. And when in a state of danger, our evolution kicks in and does what has kept our species alive for thousands of years. We become perceptive of every small detail and treat every detail as significant. We can respond in 4 different ways: fight, flee, freeze, or protect. Many will seek to protect themselves from danger by neutralizing or eliminating it. This can manifest as anger, aggressive confrontation, or even physical violence. Others, however, choose to remove themselves from the situation to avoid harm. Another possibility is that in the face of some danger, one may simply freeze and say, "If I don't do anything, the danger will pass." If we perceive danger to something external, be it a loved one, a job, or a relationship, one response can be to protect it viciously. We ask ourselves, what can I do to save this? And we will do anything. While these emotional responses have kept the species alive, it only did so statistically. They worked well enough for enough people to live and make babies, but it still led many others to death. They are no more useful than a coin flip or the toss of a dice. Most people recognize this and try to use reason dealing with problems. But even then, we face another problem: mistakes. Mistakes can be debilitating, and after such an event, it becomes very easy to discard reason to the dustbin. For what use was it then? What use is it tomorrow? The feeling of inevitability and doom caused by a mistake leads us to believe that we intrinsically cannot live up to our own values, be good enough for the people we love, or that the life we want to live is impossible. However, there is a fundamental misunderstanding in this way of thinking. If we recognize a mistake, it means that we know there was a disconnect between our past actions and our present values. Our reason is not doomed to have us continue to make the same mistakes. Quite the contrary, it is reason that recognizes and understands what went wrong. The fact is, a mistake is something that has passed, and all one needs to do is understand why it happened. If there is anything in the present that could let it happen again, and if so, you work on it. Whether it was a misunderstanding, ignorance, or malice, any mistake can be learned from and not repeated again. For this reason, failure is nothing to be afraid of. Aptly put, if you recognize a failure, everything will be okay. Things may be difficult. You could have really messed up, but it does not mean your life or its worth, or the desire to try again, is anything wrong. You still have free will. You can still pull yourself out, ask for help, and manage any long-term consequences the best you can. You will need to adapt to a new reality, but then you can learn to make the best of that. And with regards to the fear itself, evaluate it. With what defense mechanism are you responding with? And to what are you responding to? Is your response appropriate? If not, what is? The difference between a good and bad life is far from a coin flip, unless you believe it to be. Take control of your odds.